So you may have read in the papers today or seen it on the news about all of the terrible added sugar that's been put into the drinks from the major cafe chains, so Starbucks and Costas, etc. Worst offender being a Starbucks chai latte, which I don't want to know what that is. It sounds awful. But also their hot chocolates. And I don't really drink hot chocolate. I'm more of an espresso man myself. But I have been out today and bought myself a hot chocolate from the local cafe to see what that tastes like. I'll find out in a minute. But I was concerned that it said about there being twice as much added sugar in these as our recommended daily allowances, that being 30 grams a day. I thought, well, that seems like a ridiculously huge amount of sugar. I couldn't quite understand how you'd be doing that when all you're doing is having some hot milk and some cocoa powder, right? Well, turns out it's a bit more than just that. So, according to Starbucks' website, their signature hot chocolate has a vanilla and mocha syrups and is also topped with sweetened whipped cream. So you can see where a lot of this added sugar could be coming from, but it still was a ridiculous amount. They were saying that you were having um, twice as much as is recommended from just one drink that sort of that size, and this is only a half full cup, but when they're Venti ones. But when you look into it in a bit more detail, actually it's not true at all, and it's been exceedingly misleading from the Sugar Council or whoever it is that's put this research out there, as half of the sugar that is in these drinks is actually from the milk itself. And that comes under the allowances. The total allowances are 3 or 4 times what the added sugar actually is. And so it doesn't include milk, that's as a separate thing. So, in effect, the headline is that a Starbucks hot chocolate has the amount of sugar that you should have in one day in it. So, it's not a particularly exciting headline rather than one they've gone with, really. But let's find out what it actually tastes like. And the whipped cream seems to have melted off in the drive home, but it's really sweet. And I saw them making this, so this is just the semi-skimmed milk, the chocolate powder, which probably got a bit of added sugar in it. There was 4 marshmallows and the whipped cream on top. So compared to what they seem to be putting into the Starbucks ones, it's not an awful amount, but that tastes really sweet. So personally, I don't think I'll be buying hot chocolate again, but that's just me. And I do like a hot chocolate occasionally, but that's at home with full fat milk and some cocoa powder, and that is fine for me. You get enough sweetness from the milk anyway. And if you're really liking these drinks, just be aware that it's something that should be a once in a blue moon treat. It's still a lot of sugar to be having in one dose. And are you really going to get all of the benefit that you feel you're needing from it? It's yeah, you could have it as a meal basically, but not a particularly nutritious one. So occasionally, it's not the end of the world, but just be aware of the fact there is an awful lot of added sugar in these things, and you don't want to have them very often. Enjoy your drinks.